Daf Yomi, tractate Bava Batra, page 163b, top of the page, with the words Hanicha. Hanicha, the Rav Kahana, the Masni Le, Bishmei Shmuel Shapir, Rav Tivyomi, the Masni Le Bishmei Rav Ma'ikala Meimal. This works out well, meaning this concern does not apply, according to Rav Kahana, who teaches in the name of Shmuel that a document in which its content and its witnesses' signatures are both written over an erasure is valid. According to him, all is well. It is Rav who says that an inked-in gap between the witnesses' signatures and the court's ratification is acceptable. And it is Shmuel who says that a document that is written and signed over an erasure is acceptable. But according to Rav Yomi, who teaches this latter statement in the name of Rav, what can be said? According to him, Rav said both statements, and taken together they pose a difficulty. The inked-in gap between the witnesses' signatures and the ratification can easily be erased, and a new document with signatures can be written over the erasure. Kasavar ki kol ki hai gavna ein mekai minoi soibin ha shalta shibo ela minayedim shibo. The Gemara answers, Rav maintains that in all cases like this, where a document and its witnesses' signatures are written over an erasure and there is a court ratification on the non-erased part of the paper, the latter court ratifies the document on the basis of the previous court's ratification that is on it, but only on the basis of the signatures of the witnesses that are on it. Therefore, the forging of a document in this manner is impossible, as the prior ratification of the court is disregarded, and the witnesses will attest to what they signed upon. For Rav Yochanan Amar lo shanu ela bein ha'edim nichsav, aval bein ha'edim lashalta afilu shita achas pasul. The Gemara cites another opinion. Rabbi Yochanan says they taught in the Batra that a gap of one line does not invalidate the document, only in the case where that space is between the witnesses' signatures and the text of the document. But if the gap is between the witnesses' signatures and the court's ratification of the document, then a space of even one line renders the document not valid. Ma'ishna bein edim lashalto dil magazi ulekachazahu edim b'shita achas dikasaval shtarabohu edim b'shita achas kosher. The Gemara asks, what is different about the case where there is a one-line gap between the witnesses' signatures and the court's ratification that you say it is not valid? The Gemara answers, there is a concern that perhaps the holder of the document will excise the entire text of the document at the top of the paper and then write a new brief document with its text and the signatures of its witnesses on one line. The court's ratification will appear to verify the new forged document, and Rabbi Yochanan holds that a document that comes before the court with its text and the signatures of its witnesses appearing on one line is valid. Ihachi beinidim l'chsav nami dilma gayaz le'ilai v'chasav mai tiboy v'chasimi zahadi kasavar shtar habahu b'shita achaz ve'edav b'shita acheres pasul. The Gemara suggests, if so, the same problem also exists when there is a one-line gap between the witnesses' signatures and the text. There should be a concern that perhaps he will excise the entire text of the document at the top of the paper and then write whatever he wants in a brief one-line document. And the witnesses' signatures on the next line, which are there from the old document, will still be signed there, appearing to attest to the veracity of the new one-line document. The Gemara answers, Rabbi Yochanan holds that a document that comes before the court with its text on one line and the signatures of its witnesses appearing on another line, meaning on the following line, is not valid. V'leichush dilma kasavu ve'eda b'shit achaz ve'amar ana derabos be'enim hu davdi. The Gemara suggests, and let there be a concern that perhaps the holder of the document will excise the entire document, leaving only the blank line and the signatures that follow it, and he will write a brief document in which its text and the signature of its witnesses are on one line, followed by the original signatures that remained from the original document. And he will say, I did this in order to increase the number of witnesses, the more to publicize the matter written in the document. The document is therefore still forgeable. Kasavar ki hai gavna ein mekaymin osa min ha'edim shilamato ela min edim shilamalo. The Gemara answers, Rabbi Yochanan maintains that in all cases like this, where a document and its witnesses' signatures are written on one line followed by other signatures on subsequent lines, the court ratifies the document not on the basis of the signatures of the witnesses that are on the bottom, but on the basis of the signatures of the witnesses that are on top, on the same line as the text. Therefore, the forging of a document in this manner is impossible. The false signatures of the witnesses will be discovered when those witnesses attest to what they signed upon. Gufa Amarav Shtarabahu ve'edav al kosher. Having cited Rav's statement, the Gemara discusses the matter itself. Rav says a document that comes before the court in which its content and the signatures of its witnesses are both written over an erasure is valid.